People don't understand how bad it is. You have the opportunity.
Stacking in my bag. Yeah, stacking in my bag. I like crypto grind. Currency's flowing, every coins on my mind. My Coinbase the upper, watch your numbers climb. In this damn fine, feeling so prime. Hustling these protocols, knows in the van. Emptying out my radar, I can't understand. Jumping on the wave, watch me move with the plan. Holding diamond hands in this crypto land. Got my eyes on the prize, making moves like a king. Every transaction here, cash registers ring. Ride the blockchain, we won't never be slow. In the world of finance, let the profit.
If you're holding real world assets, utility assets, you are a bank.
Yeah, of course, we go over the news and stuff, but we just do what feels natural when we be doing our thing.
We gotta get this money on. She put in this message to see. She said it look like I'm trolling. I just read that part. What's good, y'all? What it do? Oh shoot, let me get D in here. There we go. People mad funny. What up, y'all? Happy Monday. We in here.
Yep.
Yeah, we in here. Make sure y'all get y'all some watermelon juice to start your week off. Top U.S. bank CEOs meet with senators to discuss crypto market legislation. Here we go. This just came out at 9:30 a.m. Central Time. I'm sorry, Pacific Time. Sorry. Okay. Top U.S. bank CEOs. That's because they scared shitless. They trying to see what's going on. But what's good, y'all? So we got some news and updates to go over. We're gonna cover today. We got Circle partnering with Bybit in a push to drive USDC adoption outside Coinbase ecosystem. We're gonna talk about BlackRock because they moved to add staked Ethereum ETF with fresh SEC filing. We're gonna talk about that. The SEC ends the Biden era probe into tokenized equity platform Ondo Finance. So we're gonna talk about that. So Ondo is fresh out their lawsuit. Then we got SEC Chair Atkins just confirmed a shock $68 trillion timeline for tokenized markets that leaves legacy infrastructure dangerously exposed. So we're gonna talk about that. We're gonna talk about Robinhood. Robinhood buys its way into Indonesia. We're gonna talk about that. Crypto treasury underwriter Clear Street eyes $12 billion IPO led by Goldman Sachs. And crypto recovery in December via Coinbase. So it says Coinbase reports that improving global liquidity and rising expectations of a Federal Reserve rate cut could boost crypto in December. So we'll see. We'll talk about that because that meeting's supposed to be, you said Wednesday?
Wednesday, yeah.
Wednesday. Yep. Okay, cool. So yeah, we're gonna talk about all that today, y'all. Happy Monday. Make sure y'all hit that like button as y'all coming in over here on YouTube. Make sure y'all subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. All that helps the channel. So yeah. A couple of announcements. So for those that are in the Telegram, we are moving over to the Patreon. I'm gonna have a link ready at some point today. But we moving over to the Patreon, and that Telegram gonna be closed. We'll leave it open because the information in there is valuable. It's a lot of information in there, and like we said, it's a crypto encyclopedia. So, but it just won't be no engagement. So we're gonna leave it there so y'all can go and you can always reference it. But we're moving to Patreon. Everything's going over to Patreon. It just makes me and D life easier. Just on the back end. So we're going over to Patreon. So yeah, y'all get ready for that, and then we're gonna officially probably close that either in February or March. The Telegram. So we're going over to Patreon.
And we can go live in there too.
Yeah, and we can go live in Patreon too. So that way it'll be a little bit. We can go live in Telegram, but I don't know. I just like Patreon setup. It's just way better over there. Way more organized. Way more. Just more legit, y'all. It's just more legit. It's time to level up. Telegram was for old BlockNation days, but we leveling up these days. So we're going to Patreon. Point blank. Period. It's done. So yeah, that and then we have that class coming up on December 13th and 14th. So make sure y'all get y'all seats for that class. Because that metaverse and that gaming class, that's gonna be a huge class. Show people about Web3 gaming. So make sure y'all tap in to that class. We'll talk a little bit more about it towards the end of the live. And I think we got another raffle coming up too. We got another raffle coming up. We're gonna do a raffle here soon. We got another raffle coming up for people to get in the Telegram. The new Patreon. So we'll do a raffle. So we got that coming up as well. But yeah, so we'll go ahead and get started. So yeah, let's talk about let's get into this first article. Let's talk about SEC Chair Atkins. So he just confirmed a $68 trillion timeline for tokenized markets that leaves legacy infrastructure dangerously exposed. Let's talk about that real quick. I'm gonna share my screen right now. Hold on, my bad. There we go.
Yeah. Hold on. Okay. So SEC Chair Atkins just confirmed a $68 trillion timeline for tokenized markets that leave legacy infrastructure dangerously exposed, man. This is big because we're going to keep talking about all of these different things that have been happening as far as, tokenized equities and stuff like that. We've been talking about it for the past several months, and it's going to keep ramping up. So basically what happened is Paul Atkins said tokenization could become a core feature of U.S. markets in a couple of years. Not could be, it is going to be. It is going to be. So the U.S. stock market is now worth $68 trillion, but only about $670 million of that is currently on chain as tokenized assets. So it's very early. It's still very early, right? So why this matters is because tokenization means moving parts of trading and settlement onto blockchains, which could allow near-time settlement and lower risk. And then on the regulation part, regulators appear to be shifting from skepticism to enabling frameworks. So basically dropping some investigations, holding roundtables, and working on clearer token taxonomy. But the hurdles is that some wrapped or tokenized equities may not perfectly match the rights and liquidity of the real thing. So new rules may need to be needed to protect investors. But the biggest debate here is, should decentralized protocols be treated like traditional exchanges and brokers? Citadel says yes, right? Citadel, who essentially is Robinhood, says yes. Coinbase says that that breaks how DeFi works. So on a traditional market standpoint, this proceeds thousands of trades per second and massive daily value. So public blockchains aren't ready to fully match that yet. This is what they said. And near-term catalyst to watch is Nasdaq's pending rule change. So the front-end trading says this stays the same, and then the tokenization happens post via the DTCC, the Depository Trust Clearing Corporation. If you don't know who they are, they own the stocks on the stock market. They issue the certificates. They own the certificates for each stock on the stock market. And then the SEC response due this month could shape the entire roadmap. So in real time, the growth in real world assets on chain is accelerating. It's now just at $35 billion, but especially for treasuries and cash-like instruments showing rising institutional comfort. So the bottom line here is the SEC chair is signaling that tokenization of U.S. markets could move from pilot to mainstream surprisingly fast, but it depends on clear asset taxonomy and investor protections, resolving TradeFi versus DeFi, because we always tell you that, DeFi is the wave, and scaling infrastructure to handle Wall Street volumes. So if those pieces align, that tiny $670 million tokenized slice could grow rapidly from here on out. And it is, fam. It already is. So they pretty much saying the obvious. Paul is just talking about the obvious. We've been talking about this for the past couple of years, especially the past several months, being that tokenization is becoming more and more of a hot topic. So we already knew this where we was going. You know what I'm saying? Every single industry is going to be tokenized. Every single industry. I don't care if it's the restaurant game. I don't care if it's real estate. I don't care if it's healthcare. Every single industry is going to have tokenized equities part of it.
It sure is. Tokenization about to be everywhere. Y'all need to get used to it. That tokenization gonna be on billboards here in a second.
Yep.
With your local bank right beside it. Welcome to tokenization. It's a new day and age. Whatever the slogans are gonna be, but you're gonna be seeing tokenization everywhere.
Yep.
Everywhere.
Yep. Ain't gonna be nowhere to hide it. I mean, you might as well just get down with it.
So the SEC must respond this month, and the decision will likely influence how other market participants design their tokenization strategies. Damn. This month?
Yeah.
I'm telling y'all, Q1, Q2 2026 about to be, boy. Jesus, it's about to be some changes around. Yeah, it's about to be some changes in your financial system, and y'all about to start actually seeing it because it's like the back end stuff is done, and it's like now it's the front end stuff. People getting ready to actually see all these changes that are occurring.
Can you hear me? I just plugged in my mic. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay.
Yeah, can't hide from it no more. Yeah, exactly. So that's why I'm saying, and now is the time where it's so evident and obvious. Like we don't have nothing to prove. Like all of us in here, we have nothing to prove to nobody. It's right in everybody's face. So either now y'all can take heed to the information, or y'all can be like Shorty in this comment section over here on Facebook that we were talking about earlier over here on TikTok. We were talking about UBI and everything that's getting ready to happen in the next 4 to 5 years. Either you're gonna be on that doomsday waiting for the sky to fall side of this, or you're gonna be on the side that's strategizing, capitalizing, investing, and just setting your family up properly to this new system. I'm not saying that what they're doing is right, like I always tell y'all, but humans ain't gonna fight back. They're not fighting back. They didn't fight back to get their arm jabbed up. You know what I'm saying? People literally had to choose between their livelihood and sticking something in their arm that they knew wasn't properly tested. So if we weren't gonna fight back over that, then they're not fighting back over this. I'm sorry, y'all.
No.
Y'all not fighting back. So that's why I said it's one or two ways this can go. You make your decision on what side you're gonna be on.
We were sitting outside of the grocery store in line, trying to go inside the grocery store just to get groceries, masked up. That shit crazy.
Crazy.
Every time I think about it, I'm like, I get mini PTSD.
Exactly. And on the bright side of this, it just shows that people are so brainwashed into the whole working thing and just having a 9 to 5. It's like, bro, you're free. You get to dictate your day. You've never in your adult life, unless you done been through some things, but it's like never in your career, ever since you started your career, do you get to get up and dictate your day-to-day duties. Yeah. Your day and your life is based around your job. You're getting ready to be free from that. Why are y'all complaining? Oh, it's gonna be digital. They can turn our money off anytime. Well, they can do that now. They can do that right now.
it's really identity theft because people cannot identify with anything outside of their job or their task or their duties that they do for that job. So once they don't have that, it's like, what's my purpose here?
Go find yourself. Go outside. Yeah. Go be like freaking Forrest Gump. Go run and figure it out. I heard running really helps the brain. Go run. Go run around your neighborhood and find yourself again. Tap back into your inner child. That helps a lot. That helped me a whole lot. I had to tap back into my inner child. And it helped me a lot. But yeah, the people listen, y'all. In tokenization, like D was just talking about, SEC coming out with this shit this month. Now, look, y'all better get people involved, y'all. Y'all better get people involved. Let me plug this laptop up before we not be on live. Hold on. I just saw the battery was finna die. Sorry, y'all. I do charge my laptop, but
you ain't trying to keep that shit charged then.
I don't be trying to keep it in there. I take the charger out.
Yeah.
But ever since I added these 2 monitors, it drains the battery more because it's operating on 3 screens now instead of 1.
Gotcha.
Okay. All right, we good. All right, y'all. So we're gonna go to this next article. Let's talk about Circle real quick. We're gonna get into Circle. So Circle partners with Bybit and push to drive USDC adoption outside Coinbase ecosystem. So yeah, let's get into it. So what's happening? So Circle and Bybit to push USDC outside of the Coinbase-centric world. So Circle and Bybit announced a strategic deal. So Bybit will significantly expand USDC's presence through its global exchange ecosystem, including spot markets, derivatives, savings, payments, cards, and fiat on or off ramps. For Bybit, a platform historically heavy on USDT, this represents a shift toward embracing a regulated cashback stablecoin with transparent reserves. So they're basically saying, yeah, USDT, we're gonna, you got it's a new sheriff in town. We're gonna bring them over here. They're compliant. Whatever happens with y'all, you not finna fuck my business model up. So I'm gonna have to bring them over here. That's very telling. So for Circle, USDC, it means expanded beyond its previous heavy reliance on a few issuers or platforms, opening a broader, more global distribution channel. So it's a coordinated push to make USDC more globally accessible more liquid, and more deeply integrated into exchange infrastructure and payments. Not just a niche stablecoin, but a major dollar on-chain rail. So this matters because of liquid dollars, capital flows, and monetary infrastructure. So this isn't a minor exchange partnership. It could influence how money flows globally, which is right. This ties into everything we be talking about. So USDC becomes more like a global dollar liquidity rail. So by embedding USDC into spot, derivatives, savings, payment rails, and fiat ramps across a globally used exchange, USDC gains deeper liquidity and usability. So this strengthens its role as a digital dollar outside the banking system. Also, broader institutional and geographic access to stable dollars. So for regions or investors with limited access to traditional dollar banking, emerging markets, cross-border users, or jurisdictions with capital controls, a widely distributed, well-supported stablecoin like USDC via exchanges like Bybit offers an alternative, a way to store or move dollar-dominated value without traditional banking. Also, infrastructure consolidation, stablecoins plus regulated exchanges plus fiat rails. So partnerships like this show crypto isn't just for trading or speculation. Stablecoins and regulated exchanges and fiat on or off ramps is a parallel financial infrastructure. And then the competitive pressure. So yeah, this does bring competition to USDT over there on Bybit. So yeah, y'all. Circle is expanding rapidly, very quick. They are expanding and they're not playing games. They're not playing games. So
Okay.
yeah. So y'all get used to seeing USDT. About to see a lot of circle around this bitch.
Cool with that. Cool with that.
Yeah. Okay. So this next article, let's talk about Robinhood. So it says Robinhood buys its way into Indonesia. So they giving millions of Indonesians access to its trading app.
Yeah, yeah. So so Robinhood, basically what happened, Robinhood, you already know the popular US trading app is entering Indonesia by buying two local companies, Buana Capital, which is a stock brokerage, and PT, I'm not even going to try to pronounce it. It's basically a licensed crypto trading platform. Why are they buying instead of building? By buying these firms, they already have licenses, and then Robinhood can operate faster and follow local rules right away instead of waiting months or years for approval. So Robinhood was like, "Yo, we're just gonna open the checkbook and just buy these companies that already got these licenses and they got jurisdiction, to operate over here." Why are they doing Indonesia though? Because Indonesia is huge and fast growing in the Southeast Asian market. The country has about 19 million retail stock investors, and they have about 17 million crypto users. Damn. So they got 19 million stock investors and 17 million crypto users in Indonesia. Indonesia is also one of them spots that they make everything. If it don't come from China, it comes from Indonesia, right? You could just pick up anything and it either says China or Indonesia. So Indonesia ranks high globally for crypto adoption, obviously. So the deals are expected to close in the first half of 2026. Robinhood will keep serving Buana Capital's current customer with local products, and then gradually add its own features like U.S. style stocks and crypto trading. The bigger picture of everything is other crypto firms like Mexi and Binance via TokoCrypt have also moved into Indonesia by buying or partnering with local licensed companies. This is a common strategy to meet regulations and scale quickly in new markets. So what is it? Yo, these Asian markets, they know whether it's Indonesia, whether it's Singapore, whether it's China. Like we know China Hong Kong more so. But I'm just saying, like all these Asian territories seem like they're further ahead than we are, fam. Because if Robinhood, who's an American company, is going overseas to Indonesia, to Singapore, and all these different spots, why are we not getting this shit popping over here? Why is it just taking so long? I guess that's just my main question. Why is it taking so long?
I think it goes back to the fundamentals where everybody got to get on board, and then that way when we say go, it's go time, and everybody's already into the systems. We can talk to their system, they can talk to ours. I think the rest of the world had to get on board, but it's still some gaps there because we're still very much behind in a lot of aspects of technology. So it's a little weird. Yeah, that's why it's a little weird how they moving. It is. It's a little weird.
So Robinhood is leading brokerage. Is a leading brokerage that offers crypto trading for 46 digital assets right now. And then Kathy Wood's ARK also invested $21 million in October, acquiring 167,000 Robinhood shares. So damn, I'm telling you, Kathy Wood be knowing where to move, yo. So you know how y'all watch Nancy Pelosi? Y'all may want to watch Kathy Wood, because before this move even, I'm pretty sure she knew about all this shit before it even took place.
Yep, she be knowing.
She be knowing.
Yeah, everybody be looking at Nancy and them. Yeah, y'all better start looking at Kathy. That's the real team.
Nah, she's one of the best investors. But yeah, this is pretty brief, straight to the point article. It was really short.
Okay,
that was pretty much the main thing.
That one. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, Robinhood. We see you, Robinhood. Robinhood gonna make sure they still relevant in this crypto mainstream.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I mean, to their credit, they're pretty much like the Coinbase of the stock world.
Well, it's gonna be easy, and it's gonna be easy for them to get the crypto money because everybody already has Robinhood on their phone.
Yep.
They could just buy it on there. And since Robinhood was very strict with which assets they were gonna allow on their platform, they already got straight to the point. So when this crash happens and all these other cryptos go away that don't mean nothing, they already had the winners on their app, and then they just probably got to add a couple more. But it's gonna be so easy. It's like the banks. When it comes to this whole thing, the exchanges cannot compete with the banks because we're already banking with them. We already do business with the bank. The bank just has to implement the technology, implement the digital wallets and all that. But it's going to be easier. They'll be more successful than the exchanges because we already over there. The banks just got to get competitive and offer that yield, or they will see customers going out the door quick, fast. When everybody gets hip, like it's a shame that it hasn't already happened, because the fact that you can go on Coinbase right now, move some of your money into USDC, and already be earning yield just from putting it in USDC. It's like, I'm surprised people haven't already. It's just so many people don't know, or so many people are just scared of crypto. They hear crypto and get scared. So now next year, when they take that fear away and they tell everybody, oh, it's okay, we have laws and regulation now. When they pass the market structure and they have the stablecoin bill passed and sorted out, all of that stuff, like when they tell everybody it's safe, it's over. The only thing that's holding them up right now is because we haven't completely regulated the space yet. But once we completely regulate the space, the banks better be offering some competitive yield, or they're gonna be seeing a lot of customers leaving.
Yeah. Not is. They is. Somebody just asked, hey, do you have a class on DeFi that's pre-recorded? I work late on Thursday. Yeah. We got a couple.
Yeah,
go to the link in the bio.
Yeah, link in the bio. Hit the link tree. Some DeFi.
Or send us a message.
Yeah, some DeFi classes in there. Okay. So we'll go to this next article. Shout out to Robinhood. You already know. Might as well get used to them. They ain't going nowhere. So let's talk about SEC. So SEC ends the Biden era probe into tokenized equity platform Ondo Finance. So I was waiting on to see when they was gonna end this lawsuit over here with Ondo. So yeah, we're gonna let's get into it. Let me find it. Ondo was not playing. Okay, here we go. So here's what happened. So the SEC ends their investigation into Ondo Finance. Investigation, lawsuit, whatever. My bad. Investigation. So the SEC has officially closed its multi-year investigation into Ondo Finance without filing any charges. The inquiry had begun in 2023 and looked at whether Ondo's tokenization of real-world assets, including U.S. treasuries and equities, comply with securities rules, and whether the native token Ondo should be considered a security. So with the investigation closed, Ondo described the decision as a regulatory asset and framed it as part of a broader shift in U.S. policy toward acceptance of on-chain tokenized assets. So following the announcement, Ondo's token price rose 5%, reflecting improved investor sentiment. So this matters for tokenization, crypto policy, and market infrastructure. So this isn't just a win for one company. If interpreted broadly, the SEC's action could mark a turning point for how tokenized real-world assets are regulated and adopted in the U.S. So what this means, as far as crypto goes, so it's a validation not just for Ondo, but for tokenized real-world assets. That's really what I wanted to get into. That is what it was. That's why they went ahead and let the lawsuit go, because they are ready for tokenized real-world assets. And it's a viable bridge between traditional finance and crypto native infrastructure. So if tokenized securities scale under regulatory legitimacy, capital allocation strategies could evolve. So large institutional wealth management and macro allocators might increasingly treat tokenized assets as part of their portfolios, alongside gold, fiat, stablecoins, and crypto infrastructure. So this may accelerate meaningful capital shifting on chain, not just speculative crypto bets. So real world, real asset ownership, bond-like instruments, tokenized equities, offering a new regime of global liquidity, fractional ownership, and cross-border asset mobility. Also, as regulatory risk diminishes for compliant tokenizations, platforms, the competitive tilts toward those who build infrastructure, custody, transparency, compliance, trading, and tokenized asset issuance. So the very underpinning of what for the next wave of financial transformation, blah blah blah. I get into all that. I knew they was gonna close this case because they ready to tokenize fucking everything. They ready to move everything on chain. So I knew this investigation had to be ending at some point, because
it just doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
It doesn't make sense.
Nah, at all. So yeah, they just cleared up all that. That shit is over with. So Ondo can go ahead and operate like normal. So for those that took advantage, how much is Ondo? Those that took advantage, you know what I'm saying, while Ondo was under this investigation and the price was suppressed even more because of it, y'all sitting in a good position right now. I think Ondo is at
47 cents.
47 cents. Yeah. Because where was it at earlier in the year or a year ago?
It was like 16 cents a year ago. Wait, hold up. No, it was $1. It was $1.60.
Oh, okay, $1.60. Okay, so yeah, so it's down 71.9% from a year ago. So this may be, I'm not a financial advisor, but this may be something to look into, to add to your portfolio. That's all I'm saying. It might be something good to look into that you may potentially want to add to your portfolio, but I know nothing, and I'm not a financial advisor. Nothing. All right, so yeah, let's get into the next article. Crypto Treasury Underwriter. What is this? Crypto Treasury Underwriter Clear Street is $12 billion IPO led by Goldman Sachs. Clear Street, they charging a $12 billion IPO. They're charging a $12 billion, and Goldman Sachs leading them.
Yeah.
Yeah. What is this?
Yeah.
What is this?
So a finance company called Clear Street wants to sell its shares to the public, you know what I'm saying, as soon as January. So the company could be valued around $10 to $12 billion. Goldman Sachs is expected to lead the deal. Goldman Sachs has been very, not quiet, but they've been very in the background of what they've been doing over the past 4 years when it comes to crypto, tokenized assets, and NFTs. They know what's up. They have paperwork from 2020 and 2021 about a lot of this stuff that we've been talking about. So what Clear Street does is they help companies raise money in stocks and bonds market, especially companies that keep Bitcoin on their balance sheets. That's the crypto treasury model, right? They've worked on big deals like MicroStrategy and Trump Media and Technology Group. They said they advised and underwrote about $91 billion in deals just this year. No wonder they want an IPO. They did all those. They did damn near $100 billion worth of deals, right? Mm-hmm. So why a crypto treasury matters in this particular instance is because more public companies in the United States have been buying Bitcoin as part of their corporate savings strategy. And then as of a couple of days ago, the top 100 public Bitcoin holders now own about over 1 million Bitcoin, which is $94 billion. And then Clear Street has benefited by helping these companies raise money tied to that strategy. So the risk side is when, crypto falls, stocks can drop a lot too. So example of that would be Strategy shares that fell 60% over the past 6 months. I'm gonna say that again. Strategy shares fell 60% over the past 6 months.
Hold on, say it one more time. I don't think they heard you in the back. What'd you say?
Strategy shares has fell over 60% over the past half year, fam. That's 10% a month, fam.
That's not good.
That's crazy, fam. There are worries about index inclusion and market volatility, obviously. And then Clearstreet's IPO will test if investors still believe in this business model when markets are choppy and the Fed policy is uncertain. So if the IPO goes well, it shows that Wall Street has strong interest in crypto-linked finance, which we know they do. We know they do. That's the trick. We know they do. But it says if the struggles continue, it could signal investors are more cautious about companies tied to Bitcoin heavy balance sheets. So, yeah, Clearstreet, they trying to swing for the fences. They feel like their company is worth $12 billion. I mean, I guess if you did $100 billion worth of deals, you got some leverage there. But we're gonna see. We're gonna see if this model holds up or Bitcoin is the one to do it.
That's gonna be interesting. We're gonna see.
Yeah. But they also working with Trump though, so
yeah,
they valid out here.
Yeah, they're working with Trump.
They try to get all money. They try to get all money.
It's a plan put in place over there. Definitely a plan put in place. Strategy sound like recession. But yeah, y'all. So we got another article. So we got to talk about BlackRock real quick. So BlackRock moves to add staked Ethereum ETF with fresh SEC filing. BlackRock at it again.
BlackRock at it again. What are they talking about? So BlackRock, the world's biggest asset manager, trillions upon trillions of dollars in assets managed, filed with the SEC to launch an ETF called the iShares Staked Ethereum Trust. So they already have a spot Ethereum ETF. That ticker is ETHA. Now they want to add staking rewards on top of it. So what does staked Ethereum mean? So when you stake Ethereum, you lock it into the Ethereum network to help run it securely. In return, you earn rewards, which is the interest, DeFi. So a staked Ethereum ETF would try to give investors both ETH's price movement and some of those staking rewards. So, but the fine print says that BlackRock says it will only stake if it's safe from legal or tax perspective, specifically to keep the ETF status as a grantor trust for U.S. taxes. So, and then you got exchanges like the NASDAQ that are already filed to let BlackRock exist the Ethereum ETF to add staking. And then other big firms like Grayscale, Fidelity, etc., also offer ETFs with staking on Ethereum or Solana. This matters for investors because this could make owning Ethereum simpler. Buy the ETF, get the exposure to Ethereum, and potentially collect staking rewards without managing wallets or validators. That could be an option. And it also signals that Wall Street is getting more comfortable with crypto features, not just price exposure. So, I mean, I could see getting a ETF like this, which not only gives you exposure, but you get it staked. But I'm just saying, it'll be way cheaper and way easier for you to just learn DeFi. It'll be way less of a hassle instead of buying, an overpriced ETF. But I get it. For people that want to get these funds, they don't want to worry about nothing. I guess this is easier for y'all. But learning DeFi would actually get you more money out here.
Get you more money, and you can operate like a bank.
Yep.
I'd rather be a bank and operate like one than be paying overpriced ETFs. But to each his own. To each his own. Whatever.
Right. It is what it is. But in the past few months, more crypto ETFs have launched, including Doge and XRP, helped by a friendlier U.S. policy climate. And then BlackRock's ETHA is already the biggest spot Ethereum fund. So if staking gets approved, it could attract even more investors looking for yield. So, hey, man, whatever. If the shoe fits you, cool. But I'm just saying, become your own bank, like Ash said.
100%, definitely become your own bank. So yeah, let's talk about this real quick. So we got a potential recovery coming up here in December. Of course, we'll see. But it says, yeah, so crypto recovery in December. Coinbase with I guess according to Coinbase, so Coinbase reports that improving global liquidity and rising expectations of a Federal Reserve rate cut could boost crypto in December. So yeah, let's go over that article real quick. I do know I've been trying to keep up with the Feds and our what's the likelihood of us getting a rate cut, and it looks pretty strong. I know 11 out of the 12 people over there at the Federal Reserve, I forgot their positions. I'm sorry, my brain is frozen. But I think it's like 11 out of 12 voted for a rate cut. So
Yeah,
they're cool with that. So we'll see. We'll see. So let's talk about it real quick. So yeah, okay. So according to Coinbase, liquidity globally is improving. So their custom global M2 money supply index shows renewed expansion, a reversal from prior liquidity contraction. So with the probability of a Federal Reserve rate cut rising, it's near 92% as of early December. Macro conditions are turning more favorable for risk assets, including crypto. So on-chain and market structure metrics suggest that some recent pressures may have bottomed. So Coinbase argues that November's weakness may give way to a rebound. So December could be the inflection point. So according to the report, Bitcoin may have become undervalued relative to global liquidity and macro conditions, so opening the door for capital re-entry. They framed 2025's late year period as a market reset plus liquidity reaccumulation plus macro tailwinds combo, which historically has favored risk-on assets, equities, commodities, and crypto. So Coinbase foresees a structural rebound in crypto markets starting in December, driven by macro factors, liquidity and rate cuts, and technical reset conditions rather than pure speculative flows. So yeah, we'll see. I mean, we know that they turned the printing machines back on. We talked about that last week. We know that they turned the money printers back on. So whether they turn them on from now to March, the money printer has been turned on. So we'll see how long it lasts and what that does for the market. But we could see a reversal here. We'll see. All I see is bullshit. Anytime I look at the market, I see complete bullshit. I see a dip and then it go back to where it was. It goes back to where it was. So I'm like, okay, all full of shit. Gotcha. Just completely manipulated.
Yeah. It's to keep y'all off balance, man. And they gonna keep putting shit out because they know people like us constantly reading this stuff. So they're gonna put information like this out there to be like, hey guys, don't worry. Like it's gonna be okay. But
right,
the market says otherwise.
Yeah. So I'm anxious to see. So I know there's supposed to be a FOMC meeting on Wednesday. So we'll see if the Fed is gonna cut rates on Wednesday. We'll probably see more conversation about that. This right now. Going into tomorrow, they'll be talking about it more. We'll probably know for sure by Wednesday morning, if not before that, whether they're gonna cut rates or not. So we'll keep up with it and see how the market reacts. Truthfully, y'all. But listen, if you're in crypto right now, you got to stay motivated. You got to keep your spirits high through all the market manipulation because you're in a good position and you have set yourself up for this new system. And this new system is already unfolding. And next year is going to be pretty fucking huge. It's going to be a pretty good year for next year. So it looks like I said it at the beginning of the live, but I'll say it one more time for the people that just came in. I think Nisi sent me this. But yes, the top U.S. bank CEOs are meeting with senators to discuss crypto market structure legislation. They're talking a little bit too much for me. Let's talk and more voting. And let's get this done.
These jokers is like, man, it's Christmas here. They trying to go home for the holidays, man. They bullshit. They had a whole summer to get this shit right. They had a whole ass summer. Then they what was that? August they was off for a whole month?
Yeah. The question you should be asking yourself is, why did they make sure that they got the stablecoin bill done and completed and signed into law and not the market structure? What are they waiting for?
Mm-hmm.
And I honestly want to say that they may be they were waiting for the banks, because nothing moves until the banks say move. That's just how this shit goes. And I think the banks weren't ready yet. I think they were waiting for that ISO date, and I think they want to ISO to go live. And yeah, we're going from there. So we're gonna see if they, I think it'll be early 2026 by the time they get it done, unless they rush it and get it done in a week or two. But right now it's looking like early 2026, y'all.
Yeah.
Maybe right before Christmas. Just depends.
Maybe.
But yeah, y'all, I think that was pretty much it. As far as updates that we had.
Yep.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure something.
Yeah, that was pretty much it, y'all. Okay. Also, yeah, tap in again. We got that class coming up on the 13th. So make sure y'all tap in. It's in the link tree. The link for it is in the bio as well. And it's in the description. So make sure y'all tap into that metaverse experience class, that gaming class. That class is gonna be epic. So for those that want to learn how to earn while gaming, learn about the metaverse, because you'll be a pioneer in that space. The metaverse is gonna be huge. Starting next year. So yeah, you guys might want to go ahead and tap into that class, because man, Coop and Robbie getting ready to give y'all some gems. Shout out to our Sui ambassador. So yeah, our class is gonna be epic. I'm excited for it. The second day of the class is gonna be in the metaverse. You don't need no goggles or anything like that, so it's gonna be pretty cool to have a class in the metaverse. So yeah, y'all get ready for that. And again, for those that's in the Telegram, I'm gonna do a Telegram call. That's probably what I'll do after this. But we are moving the Telegram to Patreon. The Telegram will remain open. Okay, we're just gonna close it as far as engagement, but you will be able to go back to it and reference it. We understand it's a lot of information in the Telegram, so we're not going to delete it, but it will be no engagement. I will not be in there. D will not be in there. DeFi King will not be in there. I'm gonna talk to him today. We won't be in there. So all the engagement will be on Patreon. Moving forward, for those y'all are grandfathered into your price before you ask. Is the price gonna change? No. If you're paying $12 a month, you're still gonna keep paying $12 a month. Newbies is that's just for the day one members that was here when we first started the Telegram. So that's why they grandfathered into that price. Everybody else is $19.99. Not too much of a difference, but yeah, that's what's gonna happen. So we'll talk about it in the Telegram. I'll do a call in case y'all got questions and stuff about how we're gonna move y'all over and all that. So I'll do a Telegram call with y'all at some point, probably in a second. Why did Solana tweet 589? Because they trolling.
Yeah, they trolling like a motherfucker.
Yeah. Same price is gonna be carried over, y'all. Yeah. Yeah, so we'll see, y'all. We'll see. I'm still bullish. I know somebody asked in the comments, do I still think we're gonna get a three-digit XRP by the end of the year? Yeah. Yeah. Like I told y'all, I'm gonna stand on that mountain with Jake and Kurt. And if it don't happen, okay.
January will be here. February will be here. Where you gonna go?
I'm still gonna hold it. I'm still gonna hold the asset. It's not gonna change nothing.
Where you gonna go?
You know what I'm saying? So
what's another couple months or whatever, when you know everything is gonna really pop off going into the year. You know what I'm saying? But
I just listen. It's December. Y'all gonna wish y'all had found us in December 2025 instead of finding us in December 2026. I'll tell you that. I wish you was in these lives in December rather than next December. I'm gonna tell you that. And I'll stand on that mountain.
That's a fact. Because
I'm telling you, by December 2026, 2 lives a day. Y'all be lucky if y'all gonna get 2 lives a week in December 2026. I ain't gonna hold you. I'm not gonna hold you. We'll still be around a little bit. Just depends. We gotta see where the world is by next year. But I'm telling you, it's gonna be a lot of people that's gonna be looking into tokenization, looking into crypto, and they're gonna find a channel and they're gonna be like, these niggas was here the whole time. Yeah. Yeah, we were. Yeah.
For years.
For years. We've been here. Yeah. So if you're here, you're very blessed. God loves you. I mean, he loves everybody, but God specifically chose you to find the channel and find out about this information and actually take in the information, and not just from us, but just finding out about this opportunity in general is a blessing. Well, no matter where you got it from, you were chosen for it to click and for it to make sense, because a lot of people is not clicking. It's not making sense. So if it's clicking and making sense for you, then you clearly, you know what I'm saying, you got a bigger task at hand here. That's why I keep telling y'all need to get right spiritually and mentally, because you weren't chosen just for you to go buy a Lamborghini and a nice little house and some land. You know, I always say if your cup running over, then whatever running over, you're supposed to be out here blessing other people. So don't take that lightly. Because as quick as you got it, you will lose it, and tables do turn. So never forget that. But yeah, other than that, y'all, we'll see y'all this evening with some more updates and stuff. If you're in the Telegram, I'm gonna hop on a call with y'all real quick. But yeah, we going over to Patreon. So yeah, I'm gonna hop on this Telegram call. For those that want to get in the, yeah, y'all just might as well wait for the Patreon. Never mind, because me and y'all adding more work than me and D workload. All right, y'all. All right, y'all, but make sure y'all get in the DeFi Patreon though. The DeFi Patreon up and going. Make sure y'all get in there. A lot of people in there making money. They're getting acclimated, or they're learning DeFi. So make sure y'all learn. Yeah, make sure y'all learn the DeFi. For those that want the DeFi classes, all that's in the bio. Just click on that link tree.
Yes.
Other than that, y'all, yeah, we'll see y'all this evening though.
We'll see y'all this evening. And oh yeah, for those that the 401k, TSP, 403b, listen, hit the link in the bio that says protect your retirement. You may qualify for 401k protection. We got plenty of calls this week, so make sure you get in where you fit in. All right.
All right. Yeah, that coin is Ondo, Don Perrian. I don't know if I'm saying it right. I'm sorry. But yeah, Ondo, Ondo. Look into Ondo. That's the token we were talking about earlier. Look into. All right, y'all. We'll see y'all later.
Don, what's good, Don? Newly subscriber, newly Telegram member.
Oh, what's good? What's good? Oh, that's what that. Okay. Oh, yeah, all right. So yeah, y'all. Well, I'm about to do a Telegram call, so y'all hit us up in there. All right, y'all.
All right.